Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Ki bajayo jaya Gaura Chandir Aratiko Shobha Janavi Tata Vane Jagamanalobha Dakininitai Chan Bhumi Godadhara Nikate Advaita Shrini Vasa Chatradhara Vosiyache Gaurachan Ratna Singha Sane Aratiko Renam Brahma Adidevagane Narahari Adikori Chamaradu Laya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Goshadigaya Shankha Bhaje Ganda Bhaje Bhaje Kara Thala Madhura Amritanga Bhaje Paramarasala Bhokoti Chandra Jini Vadan Ujvala Agala Deshe Vanamala Korijalamala Shiva Shuka Narada Prime Gada Gada Bhakati Noda Dekhe Gaurara Sampada Jayo Jaya Gaura Chandir Arati Shobha Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Lobha Gaurangeya Roti Sobha Jaga Jana Manaloba Gaurangeya Roti Sobha Jaga Jana Manaloba Gaurange Aroti Sobha Jaga Jana Manaloba Aroti Sobha Jaga Jana Manaloba 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 Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Shri
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna. Everyone, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, arms up in the air. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajacharya Sutarasata Sisivat His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajacharya Sutarasata Sisivat His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Anama Charishila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se go Sikh Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Navadvip Maipuram Ki Nuri Muna Dham Ki Gangamai Ki Jamunamai Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Brihat Mridanga Ki Samavera Bhakta Vrinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna,
Glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna,
Glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namin Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Paracharine Nirvishisha Sunyavad Paschacharisha Tarine. Oh!
Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlad Halad Daine Hiranyakashi Purvaksha Shila Tanka Nakhalaye Ito Nrsimho Parato Nrsimho Yato Yato Yamitato Nrsimho Bahir Nrsimho Hirdaya Nrsimho Narasingha Madim Sharanam Prapade तब कर कमल वरे नखाम अद्भुत श्रृंगाम दलिता हिरण्यकश्यपु तनुभृंगाम केशवाधीर्ता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for being here this evening on the auspicious month of Kartik Damodar Mas. Today is also a special day because it is the disappearance day of our beloved founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki! So we are going to have a Pushpanjali ceremony where we offer our prayers and flowers to Srila Prabhupada, followed by some personal realizations by Prabhupada disciples in our community, which includes His Holiness Bhaktimarg Swami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu, and Mother Praharna. And we might have some short audio and video clip as well to celebrate this occasion. So I request everyone to face this side of Prabhupada and would like to call upon Krishnadas Prabhu to lead the Pushpanjali ceremony and also speak a bit about what's going to happen. Let's give a round of applause to welcome Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Today we are here. This is a very auspicious day. Although most of the days we often say Happy Janmashtami, Happy Vyas Puja, and like that. This day is a little more solemn. This is Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Day, the day that Srila Prabhupada left his pastimes here on the planet. Although living still in sound, his books live on and are still influencing so many, and for the next 10,000 years, Srila Prabhupada will be the Param Guru. So, what we're doing now is we're going to be offering Pushpanjali. We'll be saying the Pranam mantras to Srila Prabhupada, and after each Pranam mantra, we'll say Esha Pushpanjali, and everybody can throw a third of your flowers at Srila Prabhupada, and then we'll say the mantras again. You throw another third of your flowers, and then we'll say the mantra again, and then you throw all the rest of the flowers that you have, flower petals. Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Esha Pushpanjali ki Srila Prabhupada ki Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vrsta. Everybody can offer obeisances. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Esha Pushpanjali Srila Prabhupada ki. Offer obeisances. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Esha Pushpanjali Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutlaya Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Srila Prabhupada. Do you want to lead Maharaj and I can do the IT? I'll just lead. Huh? I'll just lead. You want me to do? Do you want to do the IT? Sure. Okay. No, I don't think so. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma Bando Mui Savadana Mate Bando Mui Savadana Mate Yahara Prasade Bhai He Bhavatoriya Yahara Prasade Bhai Bhavatoriya Krishna Prapti Hoja Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoja Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Ana Koriya Mane Asa Anna Koriya Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati. Je prasade pure sarva asha. Je prasade pure sarva asha. Chakshadanna diloye janme janme Prabhu se. Chakshadanna diloye janme janme Prabhu se. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakasito. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakasito. Prema Bhakti Jaoite Avijja Vinasayate. Prema Bhakti Jaoite Avijja Vinasayate. Vede Gaya Charito. Vede Gaya Charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamajanara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamajanara Bandhu. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Aha Prabhu Korodoya de More Padachaya. Aha Prabhu Korodoya de More Padachaya. Ebe Jasku Sutri Bhuvana. Ebe Jasku Sutri Bhuvana. Aha Prabhu Korodoya de More Padachaya. Aha Prabhu Korodoya de More Padachaya. Hedua Pade Loilo Sharana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Satarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What time is it? What time is it? Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tiramane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Paracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Askajani Sakarine.
Huh? No? Praharna maybe, since she's the oldest. Yes. You want to go first?
Hare Krishna, can we all, please, let's move forward. It's a fairly small gathering. So everyone over here, please move forward. Everyone, let's be seated. Thank you. For the next 20 to 30 minutes, we will get to hear from three important devotees from our community, direct disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We'll get to hear from them on the significance of today's event and occasion. And we'll be serving prasadam at about 7:20, 7:25 p.m., followed by the last and final arati of the day at 8 p.m., 8 to 8:30. So without further ado, who's going to go? Mother Praharna? Me? Okay. So we're going to have Mother Praharna to speak and get started with today's evening. But let's give a round of applause to welcome all of them. Hare Krishna.
Praharna joined in 1972 in ISKCON Toronto, and very quickly started to take on, because she knew how to type. So she took on a lot of secretarial services and has been integral in the management of our ISKCON society around the world and in North America and in Toronto. So we are very fortunate to have Praharna with us tonight and always, because she helps Srila Prabhupada's mission so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, this particular festival, of course, it's kind of it's a very wonderful, glorious thing, because Srila Prabhupada left his ailing body and went back to Godhead. But at the same time, we all have memories of that day, and it wasn't really blissful for us because we had to absorb the fact that Srila Prabhupada had left. And to tell you the truth, I just never thought it would happen. It just didn't seem possible. So when we heard that he had left, it was like a totally unreal feeling. We couldn't really understand it at all. Like, it was just beyond comprehension. He'd been ailing for some time, and we'd had 24-hour kirtans. We'd been up all night so many times, chanting, and then he would be better, and we'd, yeah, that's all we have to do. We can just keep doing that forever. We just figured that was it. That was the cure. But then at one point, I think Srila Prabhupada probably thought, okay. I mean, he did tell his disciples who were there with him in Vrindavan, just cooperate together, just continue, you'll be fine, you know, and then he left. And when you think about it, he worked so hard those, what was it, like 12 years he was with us? Only 12 years that when he came to North America and then when he left. That's very little time. But in that 12 years, he worked so hard. And at his age, which is my age now, which I can't imagine doing what he did, flying around the world incessantly. He would go to one place for 2-3 days and we'd go to another place, constantly translating the books all night, giving classes, talking to devotees, dealing with disputes and problems, with people going off the rails philosophically, had to deal with them. I mean, it was like really unbelievable. He had to be empowered because he was a pure devotee, yes, and that's why he had the power to do that. But oh my gosh, when you think about it now. But I was thinking about this place when we were at RT, and I was thinking, well, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have this place. I mean, he told us when he came to Gerrard Street in 1975, you know, you got to get a temple now, because we were just in a rented house and we were packed in there, and it was not a good situation. So he said, you have to get a place. So we looked very hard, and he asked the BBT to support us. They gave us some money to help us buy this place, and he gave us so much inspiration. We were going out every day collecting, selling flowers and this and that. Maharaj was selling paintings. I don't know, what were you selling? Paintings. I mean, we did anything we could to get little dribs and drabs of Lakshmi that we'd pour on a sheet at night and then have to roll into those tubes for the bank. I mean, it was rough. How we did it, I don't know. But Prabhupada made it happen. And we got this place. And then he came back. And I remember him walking through the building. He was so proud, so happy. He walked through the building like, you did it, you did it. And then he was like telling us what to do, how to fix this, how to fix it. He gave a class sitting right here on the Vyasasan. The Vyasasan used to be up at the front here. Yes. And I invited my mother, who was very unhappy with my being a devotee, very unhappy. And we sat up there in the balcony. She couldn't understand a thing he said because, you know, you had to get used to Srila Prabhupada's accent. Everyone did when they came. It took a while of listening before you could adjust. But she got the vibe, I can say. And on the way out, when I was taking her out, Srila Prabhupada came out of this room and walked by her. And he looked at her and he went, Hare Krishna. And I was like, holy, he's never said a word to me. He spoke to my mother. Anyway, after he went up the stairs, my mother said, well, I still don't like what you're doing, but he seems like a nice man. So that was good. But anyway, yeah, in the early days, all we did was serve Srila Prabhupada. That's all we thought about, day and night. Day and night, that's all we did. We were a little tight family, living all packed together, 15 in a room, sleeping on the floor, eating from wax paper plates, and not enough prasadam a lot of the time. But all we could think about was doing what Srila Prabhupada wanted, which was getting out there, distributing books, and then the big campaign to get this beautiful building that's been here now with us for, 50 years. So, had so many memories of Srila Prabhupada, just so many. It's unbelievable how he shaped our lives and changed us completely from just young, lost kind of alternative thinking people to devotees who completely gave up all kinds of crazy activities and just started doing nothing but serving day and night. Like, it was unbelievable when you think of that he had to be so empowered, and he empowered us. So, yeah, I get mixed feelings today because I remember that day. I had a new baby. He was a few weeks old. And I came over to the temple with him. My husband was up in the office. He couldn't even talk. He was crying so hard. You walked around the temple, everybody was just, no one could even speak. No one could do anything. We were just completely numb. Yeah, it was so great. I went up to Radha Gopinath to the altar, and I was holding my little baby, who I was super attached to, new mom. And it was such an ache in my heart that I even said to Gopinath, if you'll bring Prabhupada back, I'll give my baby to you. I even said that. Like, it was such a... We were all kind of insane for the next few days. What would you want with my baby? You know? But anyway, yeah, so it was just a very tough time for us, but we all rallied. And within a few days, we're, you know, what would Prabhupada have wanted? How can we serve? Let's keep going. Now the challenge is even greater, and we can do it. He gave us everything we need. We carry on. So that's really what happened.
Thank you very much, Praharna. Maharaj has asked me to go next. So, I just also remember how wonderful it was when Srila Prabhupada was here, how I always felt sheltered, completely safe, because Prabhupada was leading us. And even though he was perhaps, you would be listening to a morning walk in Hawaii, but you knew that he had already flown to South America, and then you were listening to morning walks in South America and you knew he was already in Florida, like that. But he was all over the world. And yet you felt that connection, you felt that Prabhupada really was holding you and keeping you strong in your Krishna consciousness. And we all had the sense, I mean, Prabhupada was telling us every day that we are, for someone who was born, death is certain. And so we were understanding that Prabhupada wouldn't last forever in this body that he had, but we just felt that it would never come, right? We just thought Prabhupada was eternal, and he was just so strong and so forceful, and so his presence was so amazing. I mean, anybody practically who met Srila Prabhupada would say, what an amazing personality. They were all just overwhelmed by how saintly he was. And how, Praharna mentioned how hard Srila Prabhupada worked. I mean, he just worked so hard. And he didn't work hard just for us disciples. He worked hard for all of you and all of your disciples, because you will all be taking disciples if you take initiation. Then you will also be taking disciples in the future. And men and women, because Prabhupada said that right here in Toronto, that, you know, women can be gurus. So you can be guru and you can lead people in Krishna consciousness. Just what we have to do is we have to imbibe Srila Prabhupada by reading his books, hearing his classes, his lectures, his morning walks, his conversations. Read many of the memoirs books that are out there, because they really give an understanding of Srila Prabhupada and how he interacted with each of those devotees. And so you can really get a sense of who Srila Prabhupada was if you do all of those things. And I can guarantee you, if you do all of those things, you will definitely feel your life enriched. You will no longer be situated just on the material, I'm going to enjoy my senses platform. You will actually be elevated to the understanding that I know that I'm not this body. I may not have fully realized it yet, but I know I'm not this body, because Srila Prabhupada said so many times, in so many places in his books. And if we really just chant our rounds, chant Hare Krishna, for those of you who are not chanting rounds yet, you know, it's on our japa beads, we chant rounds. And if you chant Hare Krishna every day, guaranteed you will leave that world of material enjoyment behind, because there is actually no enjoyment in the material world. That was another thing Prabhupada said. There's absolutely no enjoyment in the material world. I mean, what we take as enjoyment The residents of the spiritual sky look on it as pain. But we're thinking, oh, I'm happy. No, we're not happy. No one is happy in the material world. Absolutely no one, except the devotees. The devotees, because we understand that we are eternal, we're not going to die, and we're going to go back home, back to Godhead if we follow Srila Prabhupada. So please, all of you just imbibe Srila Prabhupada's mood and understanding his instructions. And by doing that, we can actually go back home, back together and be with Srila Prabhupada. And that this goes for you and for your disciples and for the next 10,000 years, all the disciples of your disciples, and then on and on and on. So thank you for coming tonight also. I really appreciate that all of you have taken the time out of your day to come and understand the glories of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Praharna and Krishna Das, Kaviraj Das. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Death means the soul cannot stand to live in the body anymore. Whatever the material cause may be, the situation has become unbearable for the soul, and leaving the body causes great distress. Yes, that person. The Shastras, or scriptures, therefore advise us to get free from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Meeting an inauspicious death and being dragged down to a lower birth is the most fearful thing for the living being. So fearful is it that we may try to ignore death altogether. Death is painful because the eternal spirit soul is placed in a most unnatural situation. Although he is eternal and should not have to die, he is forced to die because of his connection with the material body. At death, the eternal soul is forced to leave the body for a destination he knows not. Thus he is full of fear and suffering. The pain and fear are usually overwhelming, and one thinks only of material attachments or bodily pain. Therefore, King Kulashekar prayed, and Prabhupada often quoted, "Please let me pass away, not in some prolonged contemplation of my bodily death, but just while I'm chanting Hare Krishna. If I can meditate on you and then pass from this body, that will be perfection." And I took this excerpt from the chapter entitled The Final Lesson from the Leelamrita, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita by Satsvarup Das Goswami. Hare Krishna. So there's a few things that I want to say. As Praharna opened up by saying that it is a mixed feelings situation. We were very sad to lose Prabhupada, and yet we were happy at the same time that he was going to be with Krishna to serve him. So there's some ambivalence there. And even, let's see, we're talking about 1977, so it's almost 50 years, right? Yeah, 48 years to be precise. And still we have mixed feelings. It's not like someone having their birth, or it's not necessarily a happy occasion, but it's a difficult one. And what I'd like to say, I remember when I heard that he passed away, that's November the 14th, 1977. I was down the stairs down here, and I was just in the middle of mopping the floor up on the balcony, just up there. And a devotee by the name of Stiti Karta said it, oh, did you hear that Prabhupada passed away? Oh my God. And I didn't know how to relate to it because we were all kind of young. We didn't have people that we knew that died on us. If you could, there were no seniors, and even our parents didn't die yet at that point. So it was a whole new realm, and yet we had to go through it, and we did so somewhat successfully. Yes, we celebrated by chanting. We weren't quite sure what was going to happen now because Prabhupada was everything for us. He was the guru for everybody. You didn't have a choice. That's probably a good thing, right? It's probably still a good thing. Anybody who wants Diksha should think Prabhupada's the main guru here. That would be really nice if we could get it to that point. But he was our everything. And Professor Joseph T. O'Connell, who was our very good friend, professor at the University of Toronto, he once was interviewed and he said, well, Swami, Bhaktivedanta Swami was like a grandfather figure for everybody. Not just a father, but a grandfather figure. I guess 2 generations, you could say, more or less. We were glued to hearing him speak anytime a tape came out, a recording of his class. That would be exciting for us. When a new book came out from BBT, that was also a big hype for everybody. Any letters that came through, hearing that Prabhupada, for instance, was jumping up and down like, in a big, like, those kind of like those African folks. They go whoop at the Rath Yatra in London. We heard all kinds of things like that, and so. But I guess where I want to go with this is, the fact that he was every. Can that person please be quiet? Tell him to just stop, out of respect. A little bit of RESPCT. Is it finally done? Okay. Yeah, so he was our everything, and I recall that in the last year that he was with us, he was in Vrindavan, and he was bedridden, and devotees from all over the world were selecting people, from each yatra to go and spend a little time in Vrindavan to chant for him and spend some time with him at his bedside. So I was chosen to be the one to represent the temple here. And then our leader, our ultimate leader, when I say ultimate, physical leader, and just said, oh, it's not necessary now. So that was a little bit of a bummer. And I had not been to India, at that time. But I did go in 1978. And so just Prabhupada had freshly passed away, if that's a good way to say it or not. Late November, mid-November. And, 2.5 months later, I'm in India, and to see what all is going on. I remember one class, Bhagavatam class, was given by Brahmananda Swami, and he was a big-bodied Jewish, Russian, American boy. He was like the bodyguard for Prabhupada and yet he broke it down, giving the class, crying. So the sentiments were very high, and after Prabhupada left, there was turmoil that took place after he left as well, because everyone had to contemplate, well, what now? What's next? Like, who do we go to? And it was a very awkward time, and a group of devotees, senior persons, established an Acharya board that would be above the GBC body, and that was a big mistake, as Prabhupada already established a structure for us. So how dare we, or them, whoever you want to point fingers at, put something else in the structure. And that was quite disastrous in many ways, but all major spiritual movements, they go through this kind of thing. When there is a very enlightened and charismatic person who moved a lot of people, when they perish or they're out of the equation, then there is a chance, a high chance, that there will be some, let's say, chaos. That's the word. It was chaotic. And like in this, Krishna Das was saying here, the marks, if you want, you can look exactly where the Vyasa sun was here during Prabhupada's time. The base was wood, and they put a very dark sort of royal green in here, and it's still here. So that he sat right here, and before you leave, you can put your head down on the floor there and take some of his mercy, even though many levels of mops have gone over here still. I think the energy's still there. The vibes are still there. We overcame our difficulties, and we just say we have to have patience for anything, for any chaos, whether someone passes away who's dear to us. You have to, depend on Krishna, who says, "I'm time," and he also says, "Time of all subduers, of subduers." He says, "I am time." Chapter 10. Oh, this is T.O., Toronto, Ontario. He was sitting here, and yeah, Jagadiganda over there, was getting the cookie. Yeah, so we all came forward to get cookies. That's Hippie Hill in San Francisco. Jagannath was brought out. Okay, and I'm sure that's not much of a distraction. It's nice to see Prabhupada. But we overcame the difficulties. The 80s were a little bit of a turbulent time. But here, with the Vyasa sun was here, and because it was decided there would be like a new guru, our local guru, he was sitting, there was a chair made for him. There was an air chair made for anybody else who was a guru. So we had 3 big chairs here. They took up 1/4 of the whole room. And then later on, we chucked them out. And one particular devotee, one of our godbrothers, he felt it was a corrupt move, that to have people come in to almost like try substitute for Prabhupada, to fill in for him. That was the mood by some people, And one of those Vyasa sons, which was sat on by a few people, was put up on a high level, I think from the top of the Krishna Balara Mandir, and it was made of marble, and he just slid it off. And it's like, because it was an element of corruption that devotees were feeling, we have to settle this matter, and we have to do it very abruptly. So the worst is behind us, as far as that goes. There are still things that in Prabhupada's movement need to be sorted out. For instance, like Professor O'Connell asked Prabhupada, can there be female gurus? And that was in the room upstairs in the sitting room. And Prabhupada said twice in the conversation, yes. Not many, but there are some, and there's precedents for that, such as Nityananda Prabhu's wife was an outstanding guru and things like that. Those are still some of the things that need to be sorted out, and nothing's perfect, right? Srila Prabhupada made that very clear. The material world is just not a perfect place. Dukali Amashashvatam, Krishna says, it's a place that is temporary, and there's lots of misery. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he said, the material world is no place for a gentleman. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the material world is like a hole into which one passes stool. So it gets more graphic as time goes on. But was the beautiful things that Prabhupada did for us. He emphasized that make the best deal of make a good bargain out of a bad deal, okay? And that's what we're trying to do. We have these physical bodies, but you make the best of what you have in service to others. It's all about service, And so we're working at that here. here in Manadam and across Canada in Zone 1. Some of our local devotees are very entrenched in, just constantly working at making our yatra here, just phenomenal, making it wonderful. Constantly people are looking over there, so yeah. Okay. I guess being repeated. Okay. All right. So we then would like to say you're in good hands because Prabhupada is with us. He never left us. But some of us were thinking he left us. He didn't leave us. He's got his directives are there in the books. Personally, he guided some of the devotees, and it's all the information is there. What you want to do, he left us a lot of instructions about kirtan standards, and about deity worship, cleanliness, about sankirtan, encouraging the wisdom to be distributed, and also prasadam. He wanted restaurants to be open. He had such a big vision, and he would say, it's just you Americans, always you do something big, Now, we're not Americans. We're Northern. I had a big debate about that with Europeans yesterday. So, well, you're American. Said, I'm not American. I'm not American. Oh, North America. Yeah, okay. But American could mean Central America, South America, North America. Don't call me an American. Thank you very much. Ultimately, we're not these bodies, but Prabhupada was implying that, this region, the area that's influenced by America, everyone does something big. So do something big for Krishna. Right. That's the idea. Do something big for Krishna. And that holds true to this day as well. The vision that Prabhupada had was, like he was talking about in London, you can have 10 temples there. And I'm sure he meant hundreds. So many temples. That was his vision when he was in New York. He was sitting beside another elderly gentleman who heard Prabhupada say, I have a vision, and that there will be many temples, there will be many books, And so dishing out the prasadam is a big thing. That's what we distribute. Dishing out the holy name, sacred sound, and also sacred wisdom. These are the three things that we basically work at to deliver to the conditioned souls. And by doing so, we get purified. You get occupied in serving others, you become happy. You get occupied in serving yourself, are you happy? Did anybody ever get happy by self-service? I mean, we do have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our health, our hygiene. All these ideas are part of the spiritual process, but you can't get absorbed in it. Don't get ensnared by it. You can be in this world, but not of this world. Be a lotus. Prabhupada taught us to be like a lotus. And the lotus is always in the water, but it never gets soggy, like your cornflakes or something like that. It sounds corny, doesn't it? But, so this is the idea. The mission is still there. It's intact. In many ways, we've gained a lot. There's more experienced people than when in those earlier days. And now we have grandmothers and grandfathers. All right? And so that is very cherishable. It's very valuable, precious to have that as a commodity, if I can use that term. We just have a lot more experience. The devotees got educated. Many of them got master's degrees at the universities, so they bring to the table their expertise, their experience. Whereas I can't remember, what was it, you said we were a bunch of some young whippersnappers, or, in the early days we were kind of a little bit all over the place, squirrely. Yeah, she was the oldest person we had in our community. Yeah, we were young, but we had to manage somehow or other. And the mood is very important, that mood of humility and wanting to reach out to to all souls, and so that their lives can be improved. And by doing so, our lives become improved. Yes. In terms of Professor O'Connell, I happened to walk in the campus there. I can't remember which building it was, Trinity or something like that. And he had his office there, so I knocked on his door, and he says, "So Bhakti Mark, what's going on with this gun these days?" This is after he spoke up for us many times. I said, "Well, we're doing okay. There's currently something going on, and there's devotees who are talking about, like Gopi Baba, considering what they will be in their next life. They're talking about their Swarup Siddhi." And he thought it was a little bit strange. And it is strange, because you don't think so much about your future. That's in the hands of God, But you do very much concentrate on what has to be done now to affect the future. What is important is the here and the now, the being very much in the present moment, being in the mode of goodness, not being too futuristic, not going way ahead, trying to race real fast, or not being too much caught up in the past, lamenting, living in the past, which is very much in the mode of ignorance for a lot of people. For those of us who are with us during Prabhupada's time, we remember those sweet pastimes. I just still have visions of how Prabhupada was offering obeisances to each set of the deities here. And when he came in 1977, he first visited 1976. In 75, he joined us at 187 Gerrard Street, and that was a very small place. You were doing the arti at that time, weren't you? When he walked into the door. And we smothered Prabhupada with so many garlands. He looked like one of those African Matajis with the rings all going up like this, and then slowly he was taking them off. And I remember, I think one of the last garlands he said, give it to the dancer. And the dancer was Subhudi's son. So he was very encouraging to everybody, seniors and young people in our community. We have one fellow, his name is Samir. He's a doctor now. And, he was just a young guy outside the steps, and Prabhupada went along and messed up his hair, which is what elders do with young boys, right? Mess up their hair. Yeah, and so Prabhupada showed so much affection. What else on 187 Gerrard Street? Like, we have to have a session. Prabhupada's offering obeisance for one of the deities, right? We didn't have the rails up at that time. Yeah, that's our altar, that same stone. Yeah, and then we had those sort of petals, flower petals that came out. And so 2 times he came to Toronto. He did write a letter. He said Toronto is a very important city in Canada. And, I think we've done some really wonderful things here. We've expanded and, gone beyond just having one place. If we just have 243 Avenue Road forever, we will die. We will get stagnant water, So because we have so many intelligent and bright people here, we decided let's expand, and exponentially as the population grows, we should also be growing, isn't it? And so that's been happening for us, not only here, but in other places in Canada. So I'll report to you in 2 weeks from now. Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks from now. We're having our AGM. Does anybody know what AGM is? It's not a Vedic mantra. The annual general meeting for our leaders across Zone 1, which is Canada, and 6 northern states, which includes Alaska, Montana, Wyoming, and where we've actually got what's that famous park? It escapes me. Where the guys are Yellowstone National Park is in our jurisdiction. Can you believe it? We got all the grizzlies, we got the bison, we got wolverines and everything. And that Montana, the 2 Dakotas, that's all in our jurisdiction. So to date, the Minnesota, Minneapolis has responded very well. They're coming to our meetings. And we've got registered 100 people right now. That's the biggest meeting. That's bigger than North America. And every year, these meetings get better and better and better. We feel a sense of, brother sisterhood. It's really good. And we do have bright people who are running the show. And of course, there's Indresh and there's Brenda and just lots of good people. We got members of the BA that are involved. And, you scan the room here. I know it's not a big festival. It's not like Sunday where you're like a can of sardines or something like that. It's different than that here. But just think about the people, their talent that's in this room. And that's because we were made, shaped, and molded by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Is there a time frame limit to this? Okay, a couple more minutes. Okay, that's easy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so anyways, just in closing, I want to thank everybody very much for showing up here. It is a kind of an awkward day, but it's important that we do honor Srila Prabhupada on this day, and for as long as ISKCON is alive and the devotees are living in this world. Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you for those of you who are giving nice classes. Those of you who are have been cooking nice offerings for Shishi Radha Kirchar Gopinath. Thank you for leading nice kirtans. And even if they're not so nice because you're tone deaf or something, which does happen from time to time, and I go berserk, but it's all coming from the heart, and for distributing Srila Prabhupada's books, and just being very presentable. We could do better. I noticed there's garbage outside, and somebody should take notice of these things. Plastic bag out here, we could do better. We could do better. We could do better at reception, at meeting people, but. From where we were to where we are now, I think we've made a great Hanuman leap. Jai Ram, whoa! Yes. Jai, thank you. And we'll get a chance to mingle a little bit. What else is on the agenda? Hare Krishna.
I just have a quote from Srila Prabhupada about this occasion. On our calendar, we have a lot of appearance and disappearance days of great acharyas. So Prabhupada was questioned about why do we celebrate the disappearance of devotees. So his response was, as Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are all spiritual, transcendental, they are not ordinary things. Similarly, Lord Krishna's devotee, his representative, who is sent to this material world for preaching the glories of Lord Krishna, therefore, according to Vaishnava principles, the appearance and disappearance of a Vaishnava are considered all auspicious. And then Mahabhagat Prabhu wanted to say a few words.
I'm going to keep saying this for as long as possible. Srila Prabhupada tried a lot to spread Krishna consciousness in India, and people kind of just paid lip service to him. Swamiji, okay, fine. I think one of the significant key differences in what happened in the West was that all of you actually chose to assist him. So I think without your significant and irreplaceable contributions, Srila Prabhupada would have come and gone, and the rest of us would have been none the wiser. So I'm very grateful to, I think I speak for a lot of us here, very grateful to all of you, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who took that massive leap of faith and really put everything you had into this mission of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, the benefits of which we are living every single day. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. I think Mahabhagat Prabhu summed it up beautifully. We are very fortunate and grateful to have His Holiness Bhakti Marg Maharaj, Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu, Mother Praharna, and a few others who are not here today, but we're very grateful to all of them that we still have access to Prabhupada's memory, getting to hear from them personally. So let's give a huge round of applause to all the wonderful disciples of Prabhupada in Toronto. Thank you so much, Maharaj, Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu, and Mother Praharna. So that concludes our program for today. We will be serving prasadam, and the doors will open at 8 p.m. So we have a little over 20 minutes, but it's not a lot of us, so I'm sure we can ensure that we honor prasadam and be ready for the 8 p.m. Arati. Hare Krishna. Please join us for tomorrow's Sunday feast, as always, starting from 6 p.m.